Coaches, what's going on? Coach Ian Tatum here, back again with another Clinic Series video. And today I'm joined by Coach Drew Dance. Coach is going to talk a little bit of defense with us. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Man, doing good.
Man, I'm good too, man. If you want to go ahead and share your screen, Coach, we can go ahead and hop into your presentation. And then while you're doing that, guys, while Coach is doing that, if you want, guys, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do like to give a shout out to them. Dome hats. They got the Just Duo hats, guys. I run Duo a lot, so if you guys want to hop on there and get you a hat, they'd really appreciate it. But Coach, your presentation's up. I'm going to back out. If you want to do a quick intro for who you are, and then we'll get rocking and rolling.
All right. Am I good? All right.
Yes, sir. You're good.
Okay. What's up, guys? I'm Coach Dance. I'm the defense coordinator at Tishomingo County High School. We're in the farthermost northeast corner of Mississippi. We're a 4A school up there. Really rural school there. Great kids. Great place to work. So talking some defense today. This is actually this was my first year there. I've been at some other schools around northeast Mississippi, but we took over a program that had not had a winning season since 2007 last year. And so when we came in, we went 6-4 this year and got it spun around a little bit. My head coach was actually there a couple years before the previous two, and it's kind of got the culture set up and just needed some help, and got a staff of guys finally in there to kind of get this thing going. Well, when we sat down and kind of started this thing, we talked about how are we going to sustain some success, and defensively they played pretty bad defense in the past, and a lot of it has to do with just some player differences from year to year at a place like this, and kids that come and go, kind of transient type of school. And so we had to come up with some stuff, and this kind of a hodgepodge of some guys that I had spent some time with, and we kind of put this thing together. So we're going to talk about technique consistency with multiple fronts. And so the thing is, what we found was year to year we had so many player differences. Some years we had a ton of linemen. Other years it's typical high school football stuff. And of course, our school only had, even though we're 4A, we really have about 55 kids on our team. Our culture just won't allow more than that. Are there 80, 90 kids probably that would play? Sure. But the way we operate and the way we do things, 55 kids is about what we're going to have from year to year. Smaller rosters, depth issues, two-way players, those kind of things kind of ran into those issues. And then was like, all right, well, some years we're going to need to be even front. We're going to need to be odd front. What are we going to be? And so it was like, how do we keep from retooling the defense every year and having to essentially scrap everything we do? And then the biggest thing for us was offenses we see on our schedule. Literally, we saw from wishbone to air raid. And I think Coach Kenny Simpson put on Twitter not too long, or actually a couple days ago, said something about high school defense coordinators have it tough because they see so much. And I mean, we literally saw wing T week 1, gun T week 2, and then third week a team that went from 10 personnel to 2 tight straight T and changed one player. And then week 4 saw a true drop back, throw it 60 times a game air raid team. All in 4 weeks, I've seen every branch, and was like, all right, how do we kind of learn, how do we teach our kids how to deal with all this stuff without having to be, having to reteach a defense? I mean, so it just kind of became a problem we were going to have to deal with, and it's not going to change for us. Like, we looked at that, and our schedule's going to be that way for the next, 10 years, because the schools that we're around are going to be like that. So how do we, what do we do to, to fix that? Also, if y'all hear something in the background, I'm sorry. I've got my son. He's in the house. It's just me. His mom's at work. So if he climbs up here, just y'all, you can bear with me. I'm trying to keep him occupied. But so the fixes were, we had to create a system that we could, hey guys, this is just like this. We had to allow these players to move around in the defense within a structure and then still play with essentially the same techniques. And so we had to come up with some rules and consistency for their fits that were constants, and they didn't change no matter our fronts. And you'll see when we get into the tape, we do change the front a bunch, and it's not just from odd front to tight, go from tight to bare. We're gonna play 4-3 to 3-4 to under. We're gonna play some little hodgepodge stuff we've kind of created and do some stuff. And now the thing for us was, and you'll see kind of with our base front, it's going to be a little different. And I know what everybody's going to look at and say right out of the gate when they see it in just a sec. We want to play with as much speed as we can. We're going to let speed and effort fix a lot of our mistakes. So what we did was we took all of our big guys off the field. Kind of the old Virginia Tech Bud Foster mentality was take all your big D linemen and move them to offense. Take your ends and move them down into the interior. Take your outside backers and slide them down into ends. And so you'll see our ends are 6'1", 185 top cats. We play with one defensive lineman, truly. He's the nose guard. That's the only cat on our team, that on our defense, that's not going to be able to run. And I'll show you actually one of the first couple clips why we do some of that and how we handle it with that. And then we fit the things that we know are going to give us the issues based on we fit it every single day. When you see so for instance, this is our base front versus just 2x2 10P doubles or ace, whatever air raid guys call it. We play a zero tech nose and 2 tight 5 techniques. And the reason is everybody's playing a lot of tight front. Everybody wants to play 4 eyes. And they play with those big, heavy 4-eye cats. And so with that, what we felt like is we're not only taking we don't have big enough players to play those B-gap tight front guys to hold up in there and take on that down block or the double in the inside zone, and they're going to get rolled out of there. And we just don't have those type players year to year. And so he's like, okay, well, if they're in there just getting blown out of there, what's the point? At least if we play with ends, yeah, they may get blown out of there too, but at least they have some chance to go play with some speed. So we play 2 tight 5 techniques, and everybody's going to say, well, Coach, what happens when they just down out and lead the back and quarterback keeps it? Well, we fit it every day. All right, we're going to fit that type of power, one back zone, or even just down out and pull the guard around there and say, well, what are you going to do? Well, we fit it every day. For 5 minutes a day, we're just going to play. We're going to fit power and trap, and we play it. And so our ends, kind of some things that we do. Our ends are spill players. So the rules consistency for us is if you are in a 3-point stance, by your rule, you are a spill player. You're going to spill everything. So if we get tackle blocking down here and he blocks down, he is going to scream his tail to make collision with whatever. So if you get inside zone, whatever, however you want to spin it, he's going to be that. All right. Safety, we're a base quarters team. Just out of that, nickel's going to fit. Safety's going to come off the roof and play it, right? So just true inside zone fit. For as far as power, how we play it, if they get out this way, we'll start with the D-line in just a second and get this. He can't spill that, but his job is to jimmy back underneath the B, all right? Get a pull. We'll talk about deuce rules in a minute. But these cats are gonna try their best to just win with speed. So I get an out block, get myself back underneath in the B gap, all right, and try to make the ball bounce is the best way they can do it. And with the speed type players we have, that's what we're going to try to do. And we fit it every day. So one of the rule consistencies we figured out was with our defensive line, and it's easier just to do it here than put up a presentation slide, we read feet with our defensive line technique. If you're an outside technique, you read the feet of the next lineman inside of you. All right. And I know that's different. I actually got this from a guy named Steve Carter. He's actually the defensive line coach at UNA. I worked with him when he was still in the high school ranks. Older guy, been around back when UNA and Delta State were in Division II ball, winning all those national championships. He kind of taught me this. And we read the feet of the interior of the defensive lineman. And this is, again, a way to create technique consistency, no matter whether works for a 5, this works for a 4-eye, this works for a 4, a 3, a 2, a shade, whatever. You read the feet of the defensive lineman interiorly. So what happens is he's a type 5, and he's going to read the feet of the tackle. If the tackle picks his inside foot up, he is screaming off his tail. He doesn't care. That's all he looks at. He picks his inside foot up. It's a down block. It's some sort of reach, cut off, something. He speeds through it right now. Flies. Boom. Dude picks his outside foot up. My job is to ricochet through his face mask and stick my head in the B gap or the interior gap. All right? And that's how he's taught. So it's that simple for him. So if this guy were to say, let's say they're running like 10P dart, he picks his inside foot up, right, to go pull. Every good offensive line coach's first step is going to be to try to buck and get there. What's his job? Picks his inside foot up, squeeze off his tail. So that works whether or not, let's say we decide to play a tight front. All right, we say we're in what we would call this tight. Well, he reads the feet of the next defensive lineman inside of him, which would be this cat. He picks his inside foot up. He's going to scream through his face, right off his butt as quick as he can. Picks his outside foot up, ricochet, and try to get myself back into the A gap. Now, generally, that's not going to be the case. He's going to try to, he's going to get washed out of there because he's got a bad angle, but he's going to try to hold up and hold that. Now, you're going, well, they're going to double. Let's say we get this. Well, he picks his outside foot up to double that, right? So his job's going to be bang, and he's going to hold it there. He's going to feel that, and he's just got to get big and try his best to win. Obviously, he's small. It probably doesn't happen. That's why we don't play a ton of it. But it works the same no matter the front we're in. Let's say we're playing this old Okie front. A lot of 10. We play this a lot versus 10P because they don't how to play inside zone. Well, it works the same way. He's going to read the feet of the guard inside of him. He's going to read the feet of the tackle inside of him. We play it just like that. All right. So you've seen we've played 3 fronts. They're mostly odd. Now here's this. Ignore the blitz. This was just what I happened to have drawn up when I played this. If this was just a blitz front that we played versus 10P. But anyway, this was our solid front. We take our Mike, who was a big fat-bodied kid, put him at a 2, kicked everybody else into 4s, head-up alignments, kind of a 4-3. We played 0 behind it in this particular pressure. We don't have to, but we did. He would be reading the feet of the interior. The end would be reading the interior guard. The nose would read the center's feet. The Mike would read the center's feet as well. The end would read, the guard's feet. And so if the center picked his foot up at me, I ricochet upfield. He picks his opposite foot up. He was going to squeeze off his tail. So on and so forth, right? It works pretty much consistently all the way across the board, no matter what technique we're playing. Okay? And so I've just shown you right there, I know these are all typical odd front looks, but you'll see in the tape, we changed the front a bunch, and not just versus 10P. Again, there you go. Slid over, play under. Works the same way. End is going to read the feet of the next guy inside of him. The nickel, our nickel and Sam are attached. They are 2-foot players. They're on both feet. So if they're not in a 3-point stance, in our defense, if you are not in a 3-point stance, you are a box fitter. You're going to take everything on and try to box it back inside. So he's going to read the feet here, but instead, since he's on 2 feet, when the tackle picks his inside foot up, he's going to shuffle and squeeze and look to box it. All right, same thing, picks his outside foot up, keep my outside arm free, typical reach fit for those cats. And it works all the way the same way across for every other lineman. The nose is going to read the lineman, the first thing inside of him. This is the center. Picks his foot up, come off his butt. Picks his outside foot up, ricochet, and get through his face. All right, works the same way here. And now the Sam is on 2 feet. So he's going to box. Now, that's how our D-line play. I'm going to back up some and kind of walk you through how we fix the linebackers. All right. So again, sorry, guys. Hey, shh. All right. So the linebackers, we can play them, as you see here, they're over the guards. Well, they're in a stack now. We can play an odd stack. We have 2 rules for these cats. All right. They play what we call deuce fits, which means that if they're over the guard, okay, if they're over the guard, they're going to read the guard to the tailback, just like normal defense. I get a pull, we scrape stack the nose, and we keep rolling. All right. He scrape stacks the nose. He scrape stacks the end. All right, and we're there. We're reading the guard. All right. Now, if they are in a stack front, just typical stack, like it would be odd stack or in their 4-3, this even look here. They're all stacked. They just read the back now. So they know if I'm stacked up by alignment, then they read the back. Okay. It's that simple for them. They don't have to think about it. It's like, hey, we work deuce rules every day. We work all of our true fits. Down block, I get a down block back at me, scrape stack here. All right, down block back away from me, like speed op, scrape stack right there. All right, and then we scrape stack. And what I mean by that is we just stack up what's going on up front. So the wheel, like I say, if he got zone, typical inside zone play, boom, boom, however they want to combo that up. All right. So he gets down block back at him. We teach him you're going to scrape stack to the nose. What that means is you're going to get your butt downhill and get right there, because if the ball bends backwards, I can fall to either the front side A or the back side A. He's going to scrape stack. He gets an out and is up back at me. He's going to scrape stack the ends. So if the end gets in the B gap, and then the ball's going to do what? Bounce. He's going to scrape. He can scrape C to B. The free is going to replace the weak side stack. Or if it depends on where we're at, depending on what they like to do, if they got a running quarterback, sometimes we'll switch the nickel and the freeze alignment. And the nickel will be the stack player. All right? We fit that every day. Deuce rules every day. Typical, nothing groundbreaking with that. Again, if they get in the stack rules instead of deuce, they just read the back because we're in some sort of 6-man box principle. All right? And this has to be 7-man, but it works out because we're in 0. He would just fit gap, gap, gap. Everything's good. Just read the back. And then we say to heck with the lineman. All right. Same thing here. Deuce rules for them cats. All right. Now let's get into, I think we got some film now. So this is not going to be perfect, guys. I literally just went through and found some stuff. This was actually from a jamboree. First game of the year, first year as DC. You're going to see some mistakes, but there's some decent stuff happening. In here. You can see it's pretty and sunny. This is a Gunwing T team. This team played for a state championship the year before. We lost 7-0 in the jamboree to them. Actually, I didn't say it. They won the state championship the year before. So last year, and they went pretty deep. So. Linebackers they don't trust it as well, but they're fitting. Boom. So see, the wheel should be more downhill here, but he gets guard pull. He should be going right now. So he sees an open fit. He should hit it. Scrape stack. Kenny Simpson's gun stuff. But watch the defensive end up here. So he gets an out block. This cat right here. He gets an out. Everybody sees, oh, look, man, we've slid over, but we're still playing like an underfront. All right, so we're in a 5-man underfront. He gets an out block. Watch what he does. He's going to get outed, and then what? Boom, shimmy himself back inside, make contact, get the ball on the ground, right? Not perfect, but win with some speed, okay? The nose, this cat, is getting a pull, and the center's blocking back on him. He should be screaming right there to follow it. But he doesn't because it's his first game and he's not really trusting. He runs his butt upfield. But he does try at least to cross face and get over there. It's the only big guy we got on the field. Everybody else is a mover and a shaker. All right. Let's see if I can get the next one. There it is again. Sorry, it's intercut there. All right. So this kind of shows you, if I can get it to load. Don't do this to me tonight. All right, here we go. This is why we're back in our odd front. This is just true base defense for us. He's just attached because there's nobody out here to hold him, so he's just kind of settling there. He should kind of be hanging out right back here, but he decided I'm going to walk up because I'm going to do one of my coach. But so this is why we play with speed right here. So they give it. We chase it down all the way from the back. We're going to just come all the way across. He gets it. Ooh, sorry. This kid should be screaming. This ain't the play I thought it was, but nonetheless. Anyway, we're downhill. Everybody fits. win with speed, get the ball to bounce to the edge. It's supposed to be an inside run play. We try to get our body off, get our speed to use it, get off the blocks, make the ball bounce, get the ball on the ground. Now, I don't know why that's not the part there. This is the wrong one. All right. Back to odd again. We'll try a screen. Now, this defensive end right there, he's about 180 pounds maybe, but he also runs the 400 in track for us. All right, he's a cat that can move a little bit. All right, he gets past, boom. We come off the roof, make the tackle, ball's on the ground, he picks it up. He's there to get the fumble. If that's a fat body for us, if that's a 270 kid, 260 kid, they recover this football. But he's able to rechase. He's able to retrace his steps, feels the screen. Oh, heck, let's go run to the football, fix it with effort, ball's on the ground, come get it. All right, we come off the roof, force the fumble. This kid was suspended for the first quarter of this game for missing some stuff for dirt track racing or something. But anyways, this is his first play and back in the game after serving his suspension. He forces a fumble and kind of they're making a drive right here, so this is pretty good for him. See if I can get him to. All right, so we're back again. We're back into a different front. We're playing 2s and tight 5s. We got everything kind of kicked funny. All right, they're hurting us on strong side power, so we pushed everything over there. And they're going to try to motion us back away. Just let 9 take it there. He gets out of the way. Now, all right. Now, sorry, guys. He's got my son rolling up in my lap. So, again, just showing you a front change versus different stuff. But nothing's changed for our kids. All it is changes for their alignment. Hey, look, we've moved you to 2s now. Who are you reading? You're reading I'm still a tight 5. I'm on 2 feet. I box. All right. I'm on 2 feet. I box. Everybody else is in 3-point stances. We spill. We've rolled down. Look, we're in stack now, right? We're in a stack. Look, 1, 2, 3. They're all stacked. What are they reading? Reading the back. Really simple. Read the back. They don't care about that motion. Who gives a crap? It's not their deal. They don't care. Read the back. Back fits down. I don't know what this stack linebacker here is doing. I have no earthly idea. Again, first game of the year, but watch the Mike. He's actually pretty good and does what he's supposed to do. This kid's a really good football player. He's just lost. I guess because he's getting a pass read by the lineman. I can't really tell what his deal was. He got chewed in practice or in film, but normally he ends up being a good player. But everybody just fits the back. Boom, fit, ball on the ground. Get it on the ground. That's simple. So let me get to this stuff here. All right, so this was a rain game. This was a team you'll see, and I'm trying not to get just redundant. I'm kind of trying to show you the front change stuff we're doing and trying to keep you kind of seeing what we're trying to do. So we're in base defense here. This team here is in a rain game. You'll see when we get over on this side, it's coming a monsoon. This was hurricane week over in coming through the Gulf. We're getting just absolutely blasted. And it's a rivalry. This is the rivalry game. We've not beat this team since 2002. It's 7-7. We've only beat them twice in our school's history, I think. So we beat them this year, 14-7 in overtime. But it's 7-7 in the second quarter. Nobody can score. But you'll see he gets an open hole read, right? This cat just gets down, back at him. There's a big open hole. Get my butt in it. Go fill it right now. He rep that every day because that's what we're going to see a lot of, right? So we're going to see a lot of everybody's just going to base out our guy down our nose, try to insert somebody right here and just run ISO. So what do? We fit it every single day. This kid's seen this look 100,000 times. What's he do? He's on 2 feet, so what's his job to do? He boxes it, right? So his job is to go try to take this cat and try to shove his neck on the other end of his butthole and blow this thing up. That's his job. Boom. Go make the tackle. Everybody else, he gets a guard pull, scrape stack to the nose, try to jimmy myself back off into the B gap if I can. Don't run upfield. So what's he do? I get an out block. I try to jimmy myself back. If I'm this end, I try to jimmy myself back into the hole. Boom. I'm trying to run through his face. That cat picked his inside foot up, or his outside foot up. I'm going to try to squeeze down, get myself back in there, make the hole small. Ball bends back, wheel falls, ball on the ground. That clean. Now, this is game 3. We've fixed a lot of problems here from game 1. Boom. All right, same game, next play, actually. All right, we're in a different front, right? We've now broken it. We're in an even front. Look, we've just changed what we're doing. Got into an even front. All right. Okay, so same deal. He's in stack rules, so what's he do? He reads the back. He counters. Actually, he's reading the fullback. You can't see him, but there's a fullback right there. He's reading him. Fullback counters across. He fits back across. Everybody, what they do, they try to come back with trap. Hey, look, guys, the play before, they're in a nose and 2 5s versus this same formation, this same set. We tried to run ISO to hurt them. Cool, they fit it, nothing. So what do? We can just run trap. Well, guess what? We're in a different front now. We show them a different front the very next play. This cat comes underneath it because he's in a 3-point stance. Right there. Spills it right to him. He knifes under it. Ball on the ground. Really easy. Just keep scraping, fit. There it is. I knife under. It's hard to see because there's 7s in the way, but this guy's going to come off that dude's butt and knife that trap. Bounce it right to him who gets the ball on the ground because he's a box player, spill player. Again, this cat's 175, 180 pounds. 180 pounds, maybe. Nose 240. All right. Maybe 170, maybe 175. Not big kids. Play with speed, right? Run to the ball. All right. In a minute. All right. So next, little bit, just maybe a couple plays later. Back in base again. So we're back in our base defense. Everything gets spilled, right? So we're here. They block down. If they've decided that this is a rain game, we're going to just hammer ourselves off in here. He boxes it. This one boxes it. This one spills it. The nose gets absolutely obliterated here. This is what happens if we play with big guys all the time. Imagine if that's a 4-eye just getting his tail washed. But again, they come back to it. We're going, hey, we've got to be able to run ISO right here, right? I mean, just double this guy and lead up right here and just hand it to that cat. And we got a chance at it, right? All right. But we fit it every day because we know that's what everybody's going to do. Go blow it up, sacrifice yourself, create a cluster, ball bounces all the way back to the speed, gain of 1. So again, later in the game, look at the water over here. I'm telling you, man, it was a absolute nobody could throw the football top night. So they've just decided they're going to slam it down in there. Okay. Under front. Kicked him from a 5 to a 3. Kicked him to a 1. He stays a tight 5. 2 box players. Right? Nothing changes for their read, right? I'm reading. This guy's reading this guy's feet. This guy's reading this guy's feet. Linebackers reduce rules. Box everything. Technique consistency, right? So we got. All right, so watch this. Even though this is actually like they're trying to get a double here, watch this guy pick his inside foot up and what our cat does. He picks his inside foot up. Watch our guy try to come off his butt. He said, oh, look at him. See him slant to his face? This guy picks his inside foot up because he's trying to protect that A-gap, and then he's going to get this foot vertical back through our face, trying to get a double here, right? Well, it's true, true power, double team tech, inside, left foot, right foot. Well, he picks his inside foot up. My cat's going to try to run off your butt. That's what he's taught. Boom. So it messes. The double team gets there. Now he realizes ball's coming out wide. Just keep going. Just keep fighting. Fight. Now go win. We get a box here. Ball on the ground. The dude bounces right into the ball. Same team. Let's see if I got it. See if they show it. All right, here you go. You know, multiple. They've changed not a single person. And that's 2 wides, right? 3, you know, with the tight end here. So now they're in the gun. They've just been in I formation 3 plays just to show you, you know, what we're going to see. Now we're seeing, you know, I call, you know, deuce gun out of this. So they think, hey, we'll just come back and run, you know, some sort of. I think they're trying to run some sort of buck or maybe 1 back power. I can't really. They did some weird stuff, but again, Mike linebacker gets open hole read. He gets out and a down with the back at him. He fitted every day in deuce rules. What's he do? Trigger. Now he misses it because he's slow, but he makes the ball spill. Makes the ball spill. Safety stands. Keep string it. Ball spills. Speed goes and wins. Gets it out wide. Everybody runs the ball. Try to get there fast as we can go. Many guys with the ball as we can get there, right? We teach effort and speed every day. Different week. Under center wing T. You know, just see random. I'm telling you, we see all kinds of stuff. See. All right. We'll skip through those 2. They're just wing T just to show you kind of this. And then we get this kind of stuff, which is this team loved to run buck sweep. You know, tight compressed wing, tight end away, 2 flankers, you know, that kind of stuff. So what do? Well, we start out in base. They run buck. Play gain of 5. All right, not great, but we're at least trying to string the football. Again, this team has beat us 2 years in a row in overtime, both years. We beat them this year 21-7. So again, more receivers, you know, kind of gun wing T-ish feel. Everybody thinks they're going to run power at us on this week. Everybody just down the nose and out the 5. Everybody. That's what everybody goes to. Here we go. We'll just do that. Well, then what happens? It gets absolutely mauled. Boom, gain of 1, 2. All right, same situation. We fit it every day. My head coach absolutely hated it when I walked in and decided we were going to do this. He said, I don't want to do nose and 2 5s. We're going to get gashed in power and trap, and we haven't. He's a believer now. So play pretty good football with it. We're in Burgess to cover 3. Nothing major. Guys in the secondary, and I believe this with all my heart, and I hope if you're a defensive coordinator out there, I believe this. You can win a lot of games in high school football in cover 3, cover 1, and cover 4. I believe that with everything I am. I've won a lot of games doing it. You know, you go face a D1 quarterback, you may have to do some different stuff, but I believe you can win a lot. I'm talking about we are a country cover 3 team. Boom. You know, I'm talking about, you know, midpoint, curl flat, middle of the field, zone out midpoint. I mean, we are a country cover 3. We don't have to run all the man match stuff. I believe body presence and just being near a receiver in high school football, it deters all the throwing unless you've got an absolute cat standing back there. And then it probably don't matter a lot anyway if you're at a place like us. I mean, if they've got an absolute dude with about 4 cats to throw it to, it don't matter what coverage we're in. We can be in, you know, cover 7, saving stuff. It don't matter. But I believe we're a huge cover 3 team, you know, huge cover 3, cover 4, play some cover 1, a little bit of 0 and max pressure. I mean, that's what we do. And we're not all this. We don't spend just a crap ton of time on it. We're going to find a way to stop the run. And I just believe that with high school quarterbacks, you can win a lot of games like that. But again, they come back. Everybody's going to run power. We get it back on the ground. I'm going to just kind of skim through this. I'm going to keep everybody any longer than this. But so next play, or a little bit later in the game, look what we're in. We're in 0 coverage. I know it don't look it, but we are. We're in 0 coverage here, and just said it's another rain game. They can't throw it a lick. We can't throw it a lick. It's like coming up through the ground, raining. And so we get into just an even look. And it's like a 6-1 cover 0 deal here. Box player, all 4 spill players. Everybody reading the guy inside of them. Is this the one that? Oh yeah, I put this on here because I want everybody to see this. Nobody believes me. This is like the Harlem Globetrotters, man. This ball, this defensive end. This is a 7-7 ball game. 2 minutes left in the game. I mean, we're in a battle. 2 minutes left in the game. This defensive end, again, 170, 180-pound kid. He's chasing it down. He gets ball away from him. His guy scoops. He comes flat underneath, hard speed. Comes, runs, chases it, forces the fumble. Now, the ball right now is on his back. It has been fumbled. It's on his back right there. And it rolls into his hands. This is the wildest thing I've ever seen. It was awesome. It rolled him right into his hand, right for 6. All right, now he runs it for 6. Again, this is defensive end for us. Boom, touchdown, right? Changes the game. Who would have thought? But he's the backside defensive end. But we play with speed. We play with effort. Run and squeeze, run and squeeze. Should have been flatter probably. I'm not going to argue with the result. Boom, ball rolls. He forces a fumble, punches it out. Punch out. Ball rolls across his back. Hey, look, there it is. Just like we drilled it. You know, we drill that every week, right? Just roll the ball across your back like it's the Globetrotters. Catch it and go. All right? Heck of a job by the defensive coordinator. Just like I drew it up. All right? Same exact. This is the next drive. They have drove it. They popped us on. My goofy tail decided we're going to go to I knew they were going to go 10P and start throwing, and I went into some stupid pressure, and they popped dang inside trap because we were in like a 3-1 box prevent type crap because I thought they were going to throw it. And they popped it on one play for about 40. And I said, to heck with that. We went back 0 and 6-1 and said, we're going to stop this junk. But again, 1 minute left in the game, 14-7. They got a chance to score here. We play with speed, right? This defensive end right here, trying to get some pressure, jumps up, stacks it, boom, catches the ball. Now watch this. This is an end. This is an end for us. Outruns every single player. And then he signed himself up unknowingly for the 400 in track right after this play. He didn't mean to, but he did. I walked up to him and I said, hey, man, I coach track. You're going to run the 400. And he said, I've never done that. And I said, well, you just did. Congratulations. So he just kind of happens to grab it. There it is. We end up winning 21-7. Scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game. Credit to our kids. Unbelievable job by them dudes. All right, so that's kind of it, guys. We don't do anything fancy. I'll be honest with you. What we've done is we've tried to figure out a way to just kind of change the looks. And this year, of course, we graduated some kids. We're kind of back in the lab for spring ball, doing some things. What are we going to change? What are we going to be? But at the core of us, we're going to play deuce rules and stack rules at linebacker. We're going to read feet up front. We're going to play base, cover 3, cover 4. And it's a little bit of man free here and there. We don't have the corners to play a ton of man this year, I'll be honest. So a lot of cover 3, cover 4 is what we're going to play. And we the second best defense in school history. A lot of credit to our kids and a lot of credit to my head coach who kind of gave me the reins of this deal and said, hey, man, run it. I'll figure out a way to score, and did. But I hope you got something. I mean, if nothing else, I honestly believe the reading feet with the defensive line is game-changing for us. It means it makes everything just easier. It clears up all this stuff for us, and I believe you can fit it into any defense. If you're an even front team, you're a 4-2-5, you're a true tight front 3-4. I honestly believe it can still fit into that. Again, credit to Steve Carter, defensive line coach at UNA, back giving it to me, 5, 6, 8 years ago, whatever it was. I guess it's been about 8 years ago when we started learning that. And I think he's kind of kept that under his hat for years because it's the first time I'd heard of it, and I haven't heard of it since. But it works for us. And overall, man, I hope y'all got some stuff out of this. I try not to just be redundant with everything. But overall, just like I said, credit to our kids and being really good stewards, kind of what we teach. And that's all I got, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, you want to go ahead and hit stop sharing? It should be it's right at the bottom. There you go. Yeah, Coach, I loved it. I love all the front stuff, and I'm an offensive line coach, and that's usually the contrary. Like, I love it. So, yeah, I think that if you can play, odd front, if you can jump into fronts, right, that's going to even odd, inside techniques, outside techniques. You're going to mess with offensive linemen. That's just 100% what's going to happen. So, but yeah, I love what you having a light box and you're still stopping the run. That's voodoo stuff right there, Coach.
Yeah, well, it's tough, and like I said, my head coach, man, hated it. He was like, Coach, we're going to be. He'd been at Walham Community College, Arkansas, Monticello, been some places where everybody was 11P, and went, Coach, you're going to get gashed. We're going to get gashed. And I was like, dude, just trust me on it. I promise you, we're going to be all right. We just have to fit the same 2 or 3 things, and it minimizes the teaching for our guys, man. And I just believe in it, and it is kind of, like I said, it's voodoo stuff, but we did not get, unless the team was just exponentially better. And there was about 3 teams on our team. It didn't matter if we would have been standing there with 11, 12, 14 dudes. We could have brought me off the sideline. They would have ran inside zone for whatever. It didn't matter. That's how it was. But, versus teams that when it was close, we had a shot. Talent-wise, when it was close or they were slightly better, we gave ourselves a good chance. And our kids, like I said, turned this thing around. We went 6-4, missed the playoffs by a yard. We just had to score and get it in and by 1 yard. And we left it in the refs' hands. And we thought we had it. They thought we didn't. It is what it is. We would have made the playoffs first time since 2007, but first winning record since 2007. So great job by our kids, our staff. Does an amazing job. But man, I believe in what we do, and I think it can help somebody. If anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me on Twitter, whatever. I'll be there. X, whatever it's called.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, if y'all want to hit up Coach, it's the Coach Dance on X. Coach, I really appreciate you. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna end this and we can talk for a little minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you talking a little defense for us, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, man.